everyone. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the world of online money making.
Ooh.
And, who isn't at least a little bit curious about that,
Yeah.
right? But specifically today, we're looking at this YouTube video that claims you can earn $165 an hour using ChatGPT
Okay.
for free.
For free.
Yeah.
Sounds promising. ChatGPT is definitely, it's getting a lot of buzz lately.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are trying to figure out how to leverage it to actually, generate some
Right.
income.
Exactly. The video is by a guy named Dave Nick, and it's titled How to Earn $165 of Online Hardware with ChatGPT for Free. Make Money Online.
Okay.
And he claims you don't need any prior experience or any upfront investment or even a big following to make this work.
Interesting.
So naturally, we're a little skeptical,
As you should be,
but also curious.
of course.
Yeah.
You always got to have a little bit of skepticism when it comes to these online money-making
Absolutely.
schemes or programs or whatever.
Right.
But let's dive into it.
Yeah, let's unpack this.
See what we can learn.
So from what I gathered watching the video, Dave starts by talking about the power of ChatGPT prompts.
Okay.
He actually mentions these online marketplaces
Oh, wow.
where people are selling prompts for like $5 to $10 each.
Interesting.
Apparently, he spent over $200 on these prompts himself, which he's now giving away for free to his community members.
Wow, that's quite an investment.
Yeah.
I mean, the prompt marketplace is really fascinating to me
Right.
because a well-crafted prompt can really, unlock all these different functionalities within ChatGPT.
Right.
And so I can definitely see why
Yeah.
someone might be willing to pay for, a really effective prompt rather than trying to spend hours crafting their own.
Totally. And I think that also speaks to the value of like
Yes,
prompt engineering as a skill,
absolutely.
It's
It's going to be interesting to see how that market develops as more people kind of get into that world.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the core of Dave's strategy here, which revolves around this platform called TO.
TO.
Okay. Have you heard of TO?
I have heard of TO. Yeah, they're kind of positioning themselves as this alternative to Amazon.
Okay.
And their affiliate marketing program is very aggressive.
Okay.
They offer a $3,000 weekly bonus for their top performers, $10,000 prizes every 3 days,
Wow.
and a standard 20% commission on sales.
Okay.
On top of that, there's a $2 sign-up bonus and a $100 discount coupon that affiliates can use.
Wow. That's quite the incentive package. It sounds like they're going all in on trying to compete with Amazon.
Yeah, they really are.
So how does Dave actually use this to make money?
Right.
Well, he introduces this tool called Sniply.
Seeple.
Yeah, Sniply.
Okay.
And this is where things get interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
So Sniply allows you to add like call to action buttons to existing content.
Interesting.
So Dave's strategy is he's finding popular YouTube videos about TO products. He's downloading their thumbnails, and then he's creating these Sniply links that offer a $100 TO coupon.
Okay.
Then he's adding these Sniply buttons to those videos, essentially piggybacking on their existing traffic.
So it's basically like leveraging other people's content to drive traffic to his affiliate link.
Exactly.
That's pretty clever.
Right. He's offering a discount to viewers while potentially earning a commission himself on any sales made through his link.
It's a win-win in a way.
Right.
He's tapping into this existing audience, and he's giving them an incentive to check out Teo.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's sustainable long-term is a big question.
Right.
But it's definitely an interesting approach.
So we've got the ChatGPT prompts, we've got the Teo platform, and we've got this Sniply strategy.
Right.
But how does he get people to actually see these Sniply links?
Okay, yeah. How's he driving that traffic?
Well, he outlines 3 main platforms: Facebook shopping groups,
Oh.
Medium blog posts, and Pinterest.
Gotcha.
So on Facebook, he's using ChatGPT to generate these posts that promote Teo gadget videos. And these posts include his Sniply link.
So he's not just directly like pushing products.
Right. He's highlighting, these cool gadget videos that just happen to have his affiliate link attached.
That's smart. Yeah, it's more subtle.
right.
It's not as salesy.
Exactly.
People might respond better to that.
Yeah, I think it's a good approach.
Yeah.
So what about Medium?
Yeah, so on Medium, he's using ChatGPT to generate these like 2,000-word articles based on Teo product videos.
Okay.
And he's incorporating his Sniply links and the video thumbnails throughout those articles.
So he's essentially repurposing those YouTube videos into like a written format.
Exactly. Medium's a platform that rewards longer form content.
Makes sense.
So he's kind of, taking advantage of that.
Yeah, it sounds like he's really trying to cover all his bases.
Yes.
using
Yeah.
different content formats, different platforms, trying to reach the widest audience possible.
Exactly. He's diversifying his approach, hoping to kind of cast a wide net
Yeah.
and attract potential customers from all these different sources.
And then lastly, there's Pinterest,
Oh, yeah. Pinterest.
where he's creating these eye-catching pins that link back to his Sneeple links.
Pinterest is great for that visual stuff.
Right.
Especially for products where you can really showcase like the design and the features.
Yeah, for sure.
He's definitely trying to capture attention with these visually appealing pins.
It's a pretty intricate system he's put together.
It is.
But there's one more piece of the puzzle
Oh,
that we need to discuss.
okay.
Towards the end of the video, he throws in this other element called faceless YouTube automation.
Faceless YouTube automation.
Yeah.
What is that?
So he claims to have earned substantial ad revenue from these faceless YouTube channels. He's even throwing out numbers like $300,000.
Wow.
And he presents this as kind of like a more scalable way to earn through affiliate marketing.
Okay.
And that those earnings are like a bonus on top of the ad revenue.
So what is a faceless YouTube channel?
That's what we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
We're going to unpack this whole concept of faceless YouTube automation.
Okay.
We're going to examine the potential challenges and discuss whether or not it's a viable and sustainable strategy for, online income.
I'm intrigued.
Me too. Okay, so we're back and ready to dig a little deeper into this idea of faceless YouTube automation.
All right.
I mean, it definitely sounds appealing.
Yeah.
Make money from YouTube without ever having to be on camera. Where do I sign up?
Well, not quite that simple.
Right.
There are definitely successful faceless YouTube channels out there.
Sure.
But it's not just, a free-for-all. It still takes work and strategy and understanding the platform.
Okay, so let's break it down.
Okay.
What are some of the key factors involved in making faceless YouTube automation actually work?
Well, I think first and foremost, content is still king.
Okay.
Even if you're not showing your face, your videos need to be engaging.
Right.
You need to capture the viewer's attention, keep them watching. And that might involve using, high-quality visuals or telling a compelling story or using voiceovers or animation or screen recordings. It's really about, what works best for your niche and what effectively conveys your message.
So content is king, even if you're not the one, front and center in the videos.
Absolutely. You got to provide value to your audience,
Yeah.
whether that's through entertainment or education or inspiration.
What about SEO? How do you make sure people actually find these faceless YouTube channels?
Yeah. SEO is critical for any YouTube channel, faceless or not.
Okay.
You got to optimize your titles, your descriptions, your tags with the right keywords that people are searching for.
Yeah.
And it's also important to understand how the YouTube algorithm works. What factors influence video rankings?
So it sounds like there's still a lot of, behind the scenes work involved.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Even if you're not putting yourself out there visually.
And you can't forget about promotion.
Oh, right.
You can't just upload videos and expect people to magically find them. You got to promote your channel through social media, email marketing,
Okay.
all those different channels.
So it's not really like passive income,
No.
like Dave might have implied.
Not at all.
There's still a lot of work involved.
Still a business.
Right.
It's just a different kind of business.
What about those earnings claims? He mentioned some pretty impressive figures,
He did.
like $300,000 from ad revenue.
Yeah.
Is that even realistic?
It's possible to earn a significant income from YouTube, for sure.
Okay.
But I think it's important to take those figures with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Dave showcasing his best results.
Right.
And individual earnings can vary widely
Sure.
based on a lot of different factors.
Like what
Yeah.
what kind of things can influence YouTube earnings?
Well, niche selection is huge.
Okay.
Some niches are just more profitable than others.
Right.
And it's important to choose a niche that you're actually interested in.
Right. You got to be passionate about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that has the potential for monetization.
So don't just chase the money.
Yeah. But
Find something you actually enjoy.
Right.
And what else?
Audience engagement is key.
Okay.
The more views, likes, comments, shares your videos get,
Right.
the more appealing you are to advertisers.
So it's not just about getting people to watch your videos.
Yeah.
It's about getting them to interact.
Yes, exactly.
Leave comments.
Engage with your content.
Okay. And I imagine consistency is important too, right?
Absolutely. You need to be uploading videos regularly.
Keep that audience coming back.
Yeah, keep them engaged, keep that momentum going.
Okay.
It takes time and effort to build a successful YouTube channel,
Right.
regardless of whether you're showing your face or not.
Okay. So we've established that faceless YouTube automation isn't exactly a walk in the park,
No, it's not.
but it sounds like it could be a viable option
Yeah.
for some people who, maybe prefer to stay behind the scenes.
Right.
But are there any downsides? Any potential challenges involved?
Yeah, there are a few things to consider. First, I think building a strong brand identity can be more challenging when you're not showing your face.
Okay.
People connect with people,
Right.
and that personal connection can be harder to establish without a visual presence.
So you might miss out on that, that personal brand that can really resonate with viewers because they don't, see your face and
Yeah.
and kind of.
And it's also important to think about collaboration opportunities.
Okay.
A lot of YouTubers collaborate with each other,
Sure.
and that can really help to, grow their channels and reach new audiences.
Yeah, cross promotion.
Exactly.
So if you're faceless, you might miss out on some of those opportunities.
Yeah, people might be hesitant to collaborate with someone who's not willing to show their face.
Okay, I can see that.
And then there's the issue of authenticity and transparency. Some viewers might feel misled if they find out that a channel they've been following is actually run by someone who's chosen to remain anonymous.
That's a good point.
So it's important to be upfront about, the nature of your channel.
Yeah.
Manage expectations.
Right, be transparent.
Exactly.
All right, so faceless YouTube automation, it's got its pros and cons.
It does.
Like any business strategy. It's not, a guaranteed path to riches.
No.
It requires a different approach to, brand building and audience engagement.
Right.
But let's bring it back to Dave's method as a whole.
Okay.
He's combined this faceless YouTube approach with his ChatGPT-powered affiliate marketing system.
Right.
What's your overall assessment of this strategy?
I think it's important to approach it with a critical eye.
Okay.
And with realistic expectations.
Right.
While there's definitely potential for income generation,
Sure.
It's not a magic bullet.
Okay.
Success really depends on a multitude of factors.
Right.
Hard work, skill, market conditions, a little bit of luck.
So Dave's video might provide some valuable insights and some inspiration,
It could.
but you can't just expect to watch it and then suddenly be making $165 an hour.
No. You got to put in the work.
Right.
You got to do your own research,
Yeah.
develop your skills,
Okay.
and be prepared to adapt.
So it's not just about copying Dave's blueprint step by step.
Right.
It's about understanding those underlying principles
Yes.
and adapting them to your own strengths and your own interests.
Exactly.
And the online landscape is constantly evolving.
It is.
What works today might not work tomorrow.
It's the nature of the game.
Right.
You got to stay flexible.
Adaptability.
Yes.
Let's circle back to one aspect of Dave's video that I think we haven't talked about in detail yet.
Okay.
And that's his emphasis on ChatGPT for content creation.
Right.
He kind of glossed over how ChatGPT can generate social media posts and blog articles and even YouTube scripts.
He did.
But as you mentioned earlier, quality content is crucial for actually attracting an audience
It is.
and keeping them engaged.
Absolutely. ChatGPT can be a helpful tool.
Sure.
But it's not a replacement for, human creativity and expertise.
So you can't just rely on ChatGPT to churn out content for you.
No.
And expect it to be successful.
You still need to understand the fundamentals of good writing and storytelling and audience engagement.
Right.
And you can't forget about SEO.
Yeah.
You can have the best content in the world,
Right.
but if nobody can find it,
It's useless.
it's useless. Exactly.
So what would you say to someone who's intrigued by Dave's method, but also feeling a bit overwhelmed by everything we've talked about?
I would say don't get discouraged.
No.
Start by focusing on developing those essential skills that we talked about.
Right.
Critical thinking, content creation, digital marketing.
Okay.
Don't get caught up in the hype of, get-rich-quick schemes.
Right.
Invest in yourself. Build a solid foundation for long-term success.
And it's okay to start small.
Absolutely.
You don't have to do everything at once.
Pick one platform,
Mm-hmm.
one niche, one skill.
Okay.
Master it.
Right.
And then expand from there.
So instead of trying to do everything all at once, just break it down into those smaller, manageable steps.
Exactly.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Right.
The online world is constantly changing.
For sure.
So what works today might not work tomorrow.
So true.
You gotta stay curious. Keep learning. Be willing to adapt.
Okay, so Dave's video might be a good starting point
It could be.
for exploring online income generation,
Yeah.
but it's crucial to approach it with a critical eye. Do your own research and invest in developing your own skills and knowledge.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
I think it's also worth considering this.
Okay.
If this method is already out there, what's the next evolution?
Oh, that's interesting.
How are these strategies going to evolve as AI technology advances?
Right.
and the online landscape continues to shift.
That's a great question to ponder.
Yeah.
I think we'll leave our listeners with that one.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of online money making.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.
Sounds good.
Welcome back. So we've spent this deep dive looking at Dave Nick's method for making $165 an hour online
Yeah.
using ChatGPT affiliate marketing and even faceless YouTube automation.
We covered a lot of ground.
It's been quite a journey. But as we wrap up,
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your final takeaway.
Mm.
Is this a legitimate way to make money online?
Well,
Or is it just another internet pipe dream?
I think it's somewhere in between, to be honest.
Okay.
Dave's method does highlight some, legitimate tools and strategies that can be effective for online income.
Okay.
But I think he definitely oversimplifies things a bit.
He makes it sound so easy. Like you can just plug into his system and the money will start rolling in.
Exactly. And we know it's not that simple.
Right. There's a lot more to it.
He barely scratched the surface of content creation,
Right.
for example.
Okay.
He kind of just breezed over how ChatGPT can generate posts and articles.
Yeah.
But, creating really high-quality content that's going to engage an audience,
Right.
that's a skill in itself.
Totally.
And he didn't really talk about the importance of SEO or building a brand or nurturing an audience.
Yeah. Those are all critical elements of any successful online business.
Absolutely. Whether you're using ChatGPT or not.
For sure.
ChatGPT can be a useful tool,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a magic bullet.
Oh, okay.
You still need to understand the fundamentals of digital marketing, content creation, audience engagement.
So what would you say to someone who's, intrigued by Dave's method, but maybe feeling a little overwhelmed by everything that we've talked about?
I would say don't get discouraged.
Okay, good advice.
Start by focusing on developing those core skills that we've been discussing.
Right.
Instead of trying to replicate Dave's system step by step,
Yeah.
think about how you can adapt those principles to your own strengths and interests.
So it's about finding what works for you. And not just blindly following someone else's blueprint.
It's about taking those ideas and making them your own.
Yeah, making them work for you.
And remember, it's okay to start small.
That's the advice.
Pick one platform, one niche,
Okay.
one skill.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on mastering that
Gotcha.
before you move on to the next thing.
So don't try to do everything at once.
Yeah.
Just break it down into those smaller, manageable steps.
Right. And don't be afraid to experiment.
Oh, that's important.
The online world is always changing.
Right.
What works today might not work tomorrow.
For sure.
So you got to stay curious.
Yeah.
Keep learning.
Adapt.
Be willing to adapt.
Okay. So Dave's video might be a good starting point for people who are, curious about online income.
It could be.
But it's really important to approach it with that critical eye.
Yes.
Do your own research.
Absolutely.
Invest in yourself and your own knowledge.
Couldn't agree more.
Well said.
Yeah.
And I think it's also worth, taking a moment to consider this.
Okay.
If this method is already out there,
Right.
what's next?
Hmm.
How will these strategies evolve?
Oh, that's interesting.
As AI technology keeps advancing and, the online world keeps shifting.
Yeah. What's the next big thing?
That's the question.
That's a good one.
We'll leave our listeners with that.
I like it.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive
Of course.
into the world of online money making.
Always a pleasure.
And we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.